Okay, we're going to show you some quick teaching points on the band knee extension. So we're working on his left side here. We're going to actually place that band, actually put it a little bit lower, kind of right above the knee, not right behind the crease of the knee, but slightly higher on the bottom of the hamstring. So what he's going to do is he's going to get in a position where both knees are bent. Now what we're going to try to do here is we're going to ask him to extend his back leg and squeeze that lower quad and came up. So he's just going to extend back. One Mississippi hold to come forward. You can kind of glide that ankle a little bit and then straight back. Boom.
And then he said, I noticed you have a...
Make sure you have that nice contraction at the extended position. All right, today we're going to show you how to do frog pumps. This is an exercise that I originally saw from Brett Caprari's. Fantastic exercise. Can't take credit for it whatsoever. So we're going to start feet together. That's the start position, okay? And then I'm going to have Kevin just lay back. Now, kind of two things we want to focus on. Slight posterior pelvic tilt. That way when we actually bridge up, the movement is coming from the hips and not the lumbar spine. Elbows are going to be up to the side just for stability purposes. So what we're going to do is we're going to maintain that pelvic position and we're going to bridge up, squeeze the glutes, and as we come down, we're going to keep constant tension, and once we get back to the ground, we're just going to tap lightly and keep tension in the hips and then rinse and repeat, okay? So bridge up, and again, constant tension, we don't want to rest. So I'm going to have you spin sideways, Kevin. So just quickly, guys, we're going to go over the teaching points here again. So feet together, tuck your heels towards your butt a little bit more. Fantastic. Okay, hands are out by the side. That's going to help with stability. We're going to do a pelvic tilt, lower back nice and flat. Okay, we're going to bridge up and then back down. Boom. Keep constant tension and go from there. We're going to go over the finer points of the prone reverse flying press. So we're going to start face down on the bench. So if you notice, Kevin's shoulders are actually kind of floating above the ground here. We're not going to actually put him back on the bench. So that's the setup position. The next thing we're going to focus on here is just extending his upper back. So we're not trying to crank on the lumbar here. We're just trying to get a little bit of extension in the thoracic spine. Boom. Now he's going to get at that 90-90 position up nice and warm. Okay. So again, we're going to try to keep the elbows in line with the shoulders. We're going to have him bring his elbows together in front to get the scapula with full protraction. And then he's going to come on up. He's going to squeeze his shoulder blades back hard, firing his upper back. From this positioning, we're going to perform an overhead press. And then we're going to come back down. We're going to squish, 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 and then come back down. All right, guys, what's going on? We're going to go over some quick teaching points of the goblet squat. So we're going to have Kevin pick up the kettlebell safely. He's going to grab the kettlebell by the horns. Now with the goblet squat, we're going to actually push that kettlebell away from us. It's going to allow us to use it as a counterbalance. So we're going to get him roughly hip width and with a slight toe out. So what we're going to ask him to do is we're going to ask him to drive his knees out. And as he gets towards the bottom of the squat, his elbows are going to aim towards the inside of the knee. And we're going to try to go below parallel while maintaining a nice tall spine. So go ahead, Kev. Now just hang out there for a second. So what I'm looking for is knees out and then chest up and tall spine. And that's the bottom position that we're looking for. And he's just going to tighten his belly and he's going to stand up. And let's just do one more, Kev. Knees out, elbows towards the inside of the knees, and then go from there. And good, let's just have you spin sideways so we can see another rep. And again, knees out, elbows towards the inside of the knees, posture tall, tall spine. And we're just going to ask him to push those knees out a little bit. Just get a little bit taller for me, Kev. And that's the bottom position. Brace the abs and then stand up. Today we're going to go over some quick teaching points of the kettlebell arm bar. The first position is what we call the kickstand position. And then the second position is when I perform some torso rotation. So I'm going to walk you through it very quickly. I'll show you two directions. So position here, pick up the kettlebell safely, and then press up. So I'm going to give you this angle, then I'll spin around and show you the other one. So the kickstand is, we go over onto our side and this stays nice and vertical, and the top leg, this leg is our kickstand. And we're just going to hang out here in this position. And I will spin this way so you can see it. This is your kickstand, so this supports you. Bring this knee up above 90 degrees at your hip. This will help stabilize your low back. And just relax. And try to stay vertical. So that's the kickstand position. Now, torso rotations are very different. So we're going to straighten out. We're going to keep this vertical. We're going to bring the hips down. So I'll kind of show you from here as well. Kettlebell stays stacked and vertical. Again, we just do some basic torso rotations. Great for mobbing that T-spine. It really challenges the scapula.